So, previously, the group of you, after defeating the aspect of Grekmork in the deep underground of the city of Akkad, you elected to return to the surface through Dunnan's means and found the city ablaze. Fires being set by whom you presume is the Order of Whelm. You've assisted the city in putting out these fires, and then you rested. As you all woke, late in the following afternoon, you decided to make a quick jaunt back to Elderthorn, without informing any of your new contacts through the city of Akkad, to sort of check the fever with Captain Storm Surge and what should be done at this point. You've touched base with Kelpip, and then went to Blackburn Watch itself. You've come to the conclusion that there's been some strange coincidences with people having visited the city of Akkad in the past and turned up less than healthy down the road. One such individual that you brought up was Batiana, the former Arcanist, the arcane and magical side of Blackburn Watch, the equivalency of Captain Brath Stormsurge, who handles the martial side of the watch. You've bandied about some theories, one of which was whether or not to trust Kelpip, which Jaya might have her own reservations about. The group of you are still here in Elderthorn. You've mentioned your concerns to Blackburn and been given the deal with the Order of Whelm with extreme prejudice kind of direction, based on what you've reported so far. At this point, it is the following day.
I thought we ended last session arriving in Urcrypt because we couldn't teleport to...
Correct, my apologies.
Okay.
I have too many notes. You attempted to return to Akkad. Dunnan had a moment of recognition that the teleport was about to fail and made a split-second decision to redirect the party, thinking of a different location, and you arrived within the center of the henges in Urcrypt. Thank you for correcting me there. As you all appear, glancing around the courtyard of 7 henges, all 7 of them are open and active. You had previously believed one of them to still be inert. The day is yours. What would you like to do?
This isn't a COD.
Dunnan will explain his decisions to the party as questions are asked of him. Doesn't help that he's not here.
Shouldn't we go see Yarrow?
Probably. There's a 7th Kenja open too. We should find out about that.
Yes.
I turned to Jaya. Have you ever heard of magic preventing teleportation? Is that something possible?
I'm not familiar with this hound, so this is kind of new in general, but... Didn't he say he experienced something similar when we were going back to Akkad? I felt like there was a moment that...
Yes, I mean, we all felt it, right? Something was watching us, but the first time it was just watching, but this time,
Hey, hey guys, I don't want to interrupt, but why is Dunnan laughing uncontrollably?
I thought that's just how he normally is.
No, he has a madness for a few minutes, but yeah.
All right, well, we'll tackle that in a moment. Let's go see Jarl.
Yep.
It's not difficult to find him. He's, while taking the role of the governor of Urcrypt, he is also owning / operating. Owning because he owns everything here. Unless someone's bought something from him. The Moonsend's Caravansary. And I believe Jai, it's your first time entering this structure.
It is indeed.
Set directly point of pride in the square. Faces out upon this ovular arrangement of the 7 henges that all have the gently flowing, semi-opaque, ghostly curtain representing their ability to transpose you from one point to another. There is a portal similarly themed into a well-respected looking tavern inn type structure. The entrance is styled after the henges that it looks out upon, and a drape of beautiful fabric is pulled off to the side, and it's only half covered, inviting you in, but probably helps to keep the desert air and heat out of the center of this area. So you duck inside. There's a very wide and deep bar on the back left. There's a few dozen tables scattered about. Some seem to be small enough for only a single individual to sit upon, or maybe a small couple of smaller stature. There's a stage off to the back right corner that's set about a foot and a half up off the regular ground, which is hard-packed floors. You're not sure if it's tiled or just textured sand that's been packed and condensed into quite a hard surface. There's a few patrons sitting around the area on cushions and lounging on different pieces of furniture, which all look to be remarkably well made and probably cost a pretty penny. It seemed out of place compared to the exterior of most of the space in which you had arrived, where there were crumbling buildings here and there. Everyone's sipping on drinks that seem to be tinged with frost on the glasses themselves, and there's a cool breeze, which, as you enter, you feel it pressing upon your face as it tries to escape the area out the main porthole. Behind the bar top, currently engaged in the process of washing and cleaning about 6 tankards, is a floating head with a massive bulbous eye and 10 eye stalks, some of which are engaged in gazing at the various glasses, and others are focused on the various patrons and keeping track of who needs what. You recognize what this creature is. It is a beholder. Let me grab the handout for you again. There you go. As you take stock, and one of the eye stalks sort of turns and catches sight of the group of you entering his establishment, Yerl sort of turns to Proper. Hello. Welcome back. It's so good to see you all. Come in. You all feel a very gentle nudge at your backs. Not enough to sort of force you forward if you choose to resist it, but it's definitely, there's an element of telekinesis that has just been placed upon you.
How is business? The place looks great.
It's good. I'm actually glad you're here. There's been... Oh, here, let me get you food first. Let me get you some food. Drinks, food, what'll it be?
Alcohol.
Both, please.
I have it. My choice. We have some specials. Let me get you some. Let me get.
Yeah, I think dealer's choice would be fine with me.
He places a series of frosted glass and wooden steins. The upper half appears to be glass, and then the bottom half, as you realize, like sort of taking it in your hand, it's probably all glass, but the bottom half of it is clad in this wooden covering, such that to help insulate it from the area, and also to prevent the condensation from leaving marks on tables and whatnot. He places a series of them in front of you, and places a pretty beautiful looking sort of bulbous, almost like wine glass down. Not glass, pardon me. Wine bottle down on the table next to you with his magic. Says, here you are, please enjoy. I'll go get some foods for you.
Thank you, Yerl.
Can I take a look around the room? Is there like a noticeably new group of people in here? Like we know there's sailors coming through. We know there's
Oh yeah.
people from Akkad.
Is there anyone dressed in Order of Realm gear?
Make a perception check for me.
And then look for someone, hello everybody, for someone familiar, like someone he recognizes.
Are you looking for someone in particular, or just to see if you...
Yeah, the Depth Deniers. Someone of them.
No, are you looking for a person within the crowd, or just if you recognize
Yeah.
Oh, if you. Okay. Let me double. You can make a perception check as well.
Did you want... Siegfried rolled. Okay.
Roll. Yep. So Siegfried, taking a glance around, you see a number of individuals dressed as you would expect, deckhands and other people who work on boats or in and around boats. About 3. They're sitting at a table together, speaking with someone who's dressed a little bit more nicely. You immediately think of them more aristocratic, maybe a bookkeeper of some type.
When I see them, I just want to mention Jai, you may want to lie low, not bring up any attention from those sailor folk.
There are, at first glance, what you think are some of the recruited members of Blackburn. You don't recognize them. They're younger than you lot. Probably maybe midway through their first year. Make a history check. recognize one of the faces of the 6 of them that are seated at one of the larger tables. You're fairly positive that that one's been involved in some of the training exercises the group of you have done at Blackburn over the last few months. You also see, with a 20, see a few feathers off to a table, which are a little bit larger than you think. It immediately makes you think of Teng, and Hollow. And then that's it.
Okay.
At the moment, you see no one else. And you're not sure if there's other patrons that just aren't eating at the moment, but that is whom you see at present. Dunnan, taking a good glance around, with the exception of members of Blackburn, you do not recognize anyone.
Okay. So Yarel, any news? Good to see you again.
As he comes back out with a tray. This is a new dish I've been working on. I hope you like it. He brings out this massive brass platter. It might be 3 feet long and 2 feet wide, and he sort of there's the sliding sound of wood over wood as a few of your drinks are just moved to the side, and he sets this down onto the bar top itself for you. The centerpiece of this veritable feast is a shank of some type of animal that looks like it's been slow cooked. I'm calling this the Feast of Our Crypt. I think it'll be a good seller, especially for big groups. So, this
Looks great.
This is slow cooked lamb shank, braised in the spiced yogurt sauce, and it's got saffron and cardamom and cinnamon. Some of the henge has been really nice for helping me get some stuff. It'll just fall right off the bone. It's so good. And now underneath that, it's laying on that bed of saffron rice with ghee and caramelized onions and toasted almonds and raisins. It's really tasty. Now, off to the side there,
me hungry. Holy shit!
There's a bed of hummus with tahini and garlic and lemon juice and olive oil and a little bit of paprika, a little bit of a heat to it. And there's off to the back there, if you look over the lamp, there's a eggplant with pomegranate seeds, garlic. It's nice and slow roasted and smoked, very tasty. And then there, off to the front right there in front of you, there's a salad of parsley, mint, tomatoes, bulgur, and a lemon dressing. And then here it is. And it brings out another, off to the side, 2 baskets. They sets on each end. Some freshly baked naan.
It's amazing, Yarel. And Tannen digs in. Does it taste as good as it sounded?
Better.
Jesus, alright.
You resolve to not talk about this to Buka under any circumstances.
Alright.
Is there any ooze? Anything that we should know about passing through?
No, last henge went up, gosh, 2 10 days ago, 3 10 days ago. It's been a bit, but everything's been going pretty well. Got some people coming. That's actually what I want to talk to you about. Here, enjoy. As he sees no one's taken a motion to pour the drinks, he tilts the this beautiful wine bottle and pours this rich amber-colored liquid into all of your frosted glasses and mugs. It's my own creation. I hope you like it. It's a liqueur that I infused with some desert flowers. I think it'll be tasty. Let me know what you think, though. It's much better cold. But yeah, so the last one went up, and been a lot of people coming through and wanting to be able to do trade and stuff. You guys are always so nice to me, and I mean, you helped me sort of knock myself out of the like just keep making puzzles type of reverie that I was in, and I've been trying to like fix up our crypt some. I have 2 permanent citizens now. They just live here. Well, not here, but like here.
Great news.
Yeah, they're not just like passing through, like trying to rent a building for a week or something, or 10 days or something.
Mhm.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Do they, is they a craft or do they have their profession they wish to pursue here?
Well, one of them plays music here in the evenings, so the other one mops up. That's about it. But
Oh, okay. You got staff now here.
yeah.
Oh, cool.
It's nice.
Yeah.
But I don't need staff in the kitchen. I procured some animated swords and knives. I'm sure you all remember them from the puzzles. Well, now they make food.
Oh, that's great. They don't try to kill us?
Well, don't go in the kitchen.
That's a fair point.
I mean,
Where
where
does
security?
where
What?
does the last gate go? What was it called? Henge?
Henge.
Henge.
Garrod. Haven't had too many friendly people coming through from there, but that's okay. Decent traders? They don't have so many goods, but they're deep. They asked me if I wanted to buy some people, and I didn't really want to buy any people.
Slave traders.
Yeah, I think that's one of the main things. Didn't feel quite right.
Do they happen to look like me?
Yeah. There's a
Secret.
small. There's 3 of them. He sort of takes a glance around the tavern with like 2 of the eye stalks. They just sort of do like this quick scan, like they pop up almost meerkat like from his head for a moment, take a quick glance around them. Not down here right now. I think they might still be resting. But
He should probably not be here when they wake up.
Don't rush out. But before you rush out, if you do need to go, I understand. Please enjoy the food. I want you. You're always so great to me. I do need to amend the rules for the henges.
Okay.
It's getting too difficult to try to keep track, without being able to reliably, contact all of the different peoples. So at every time every group that's come through, I've just sort of asked the same sort of question, like one of the initial peoples. I need you all to tell me what type of toll will be used for the henges you've activated. I can't. I need a number that I can tell people if they want to use blah 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 blah. They gotta pay. And when I have nearly everything else sort of figured out, right now everything's sort of at an average of about 10 gold per person per henge, and then 20 if you're bringing any type of pack animal through. Anything that's carrying crates, you can bring anything you could carry on your person through within that 10. But then if you're carrying if you have an extra pack animal bring, it's a 20 for each pack animal. Because carts can't really fit through, so a few people brought like donkeys and stuff here and there. So.
Can we add another rule, just for assurance? For any weapon, they bring another 5 to 10 gold, maybe. So you just can't
Everybody has weapons.
Yeah, I know, but so that they can't transport massive amount of weapons through the gates, and probably
people will like to buy weapons too.
Oh, then they surely can afford the fee for the henge.
You know, that's why there's the fee on the pack animal.
I lean over to Dunnan. We don't have enough in our coffers to transport the weapons we carry.
I know. I just wanna restrict it so they can't bring weapons to another city or so and then wait them. You know what I mean? Just so we can avoid.
We will definitely workshop that.
Oh,
that is.
I wouldn't want an army coming through here. To be clear, John. Like that's not.
Yeah.
Like this is people traveling and trading and stuff like that. I'm not gonna let an army be wandering through here.
It's funny that you mentioned that, Jarl. Have you seen anyone bearing this symbol? And I draw the symbol of the Order of Whelm.
No, doesn't seem familiar.
No? Okay. We need to speak with you privately.
Okay. I can't really leave here. I can whisper. Is that better?
As there are certain things happening that people that wear this symbol can't necessarily always be trusted.
Okay.
Until we figure out, until we finish our investigations.
Okay. So
I just wanted to let you know, just in case.
With that, be wary of them.
Yes, just to let you know in case. I would hate for someone to try to stupidly try to take Urcrypt from you. That seems to be the aim of this order, is to spread their influence.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't think anyone has taken Urcrypt from me. I mean, it's not much to take a bunch of ruined buildings. This place doesn't function without a little bit of what I can do anyway.
They want the henges, Yarrow, not the town.
And
you should have been.
The town just gets them to the
that
henges.
makes more sense. Yeah, that's a good point.
And they will take it by force through violence if need be.
I'm not incapable of
No.
defending myself.
No,
Thank you
but
for your concern. I do appreciate it, but I am reasonably capable.
oh no, I remember. But as our friend, I just wanted to keep you informed.
But thank you. Did on the, do you think that the 10 gold plus 20 gold for pack animals is an appropriate toll, or would you
Yes.
rally for it to be higher?
I think it's appropriate, but perhaps you could have our funds be sent back to Elderthorn.
Okay.
Perhaps they can find some use of it, but for the town, I think. Is that appropriate, Aeolus?
If that is all right with Errol,
I could just
Uh,
I could just hold your share.
Sure.
After-
That's fine. I
I
mean, do you want to? Are you taking a percentage, Earl?
I am.
All right,
okay. Oh,
yeah,
well then great.
yeah. I think that's reasonable then.
And Errol, once all this is said and done, I would like to talk to you about purchasing one of the buildings in our crypt.
You have a
Or-
lot.
Renting. I think the Bloody Mad Dogs should have an office in Urkrit.
You're gonna set up a business here? I need to
I
figure
think
out rules
so.
for a business.
Our group has become a little more international recently, so I think we should reflect that.
Okay. I mean, we got a lot of buildings. There's a lot. Some of them have roofs even.
Oh,
Even better.
wait. Is there any chance of these buildings burning down?
Made out of stone and dirt. I mean, they
Oh,
have
thank-
wooden, but they do have wooden support structures.
You know,
Thank the commie.
yeah, Eolus has suffered some trauma with burning buildings, you know. So
Well, stop lighting
But-
fires. I mean, it's a desert. You don't really need too many fires unless you're cooking.
That's
I-
the
I-
one
kinda cool.
element I can't manipulate.
I have two more questions for you, Earl, if that's all right.
No, yeah, sure, whatever.
First, have you seen the Death Deniers at all recently?
Sort of thinks to himself. Maybe 6 or 7 days ago? A whole group of them came through, like 5 of them. I recognized the elven lady you pointed out to me. And then I gathered the other people based on the last conversation we had when you were like, oh, have you seen this orc person? But yeah,
You didn't see Grottle, just the elf?
no. I saw the elf with
Okay.
a group of 4 others.
Okay.
One of which matched the other description, that orc
Okay.
person you were telling
Okay.
me about.
and was there a darker skinned fellow also with them?
Yeah, shaved head. It looked like he shaved it maybe a few months
That
ago,
sounds
and
like
it's been growing a little bit. But yeah, there was like 5 of them. They
Who
popped
are the-
in, spent a night here, and then went through one of the hedges the next day. I don't know which one.
Who are the other 2 with them? Do you have a description?
One of them kept their hood up. They seemed sort of quiet as an individual. They didn't really like to talk a lot. Other one was a halfling. Spry looking fellow. Kind of old. Looked like he might have been. I don't know. Maybe he was like a relative or like adopted parent of one of these other younger ones. I don't know. I don't presume to judge. Maybe he was a friend of someone, but he seemed in the later half of his life. A little bit of wrinkles, a lot of gray. Still had a full head of hair. He had this like little knit cap on, which seemed out of place for the desert. So I presume they were going somewhere cold-ish, or maybe it came from somewhere cold-ish.
They were heading somewhere cold the last time we saw them. And anyways, has there been any sort of traffic through the? Has there been a lot of traffic to the gate heading towards Akkad? Either going out or coming in.
No, actually. That was a second to last to go up. So hasn't been too much. Been like I think 2 people came through it after I think they had activated it here and then went through, and then they had a stone, and they put the stone on the other side, and then came back the next day. I think it was more about just sort of claiming that connection based on the rules that I was working with at the time.
That's good then. Thank you for the information, Nero.
Yeah, it was some of the sailor folk. with that elf lady, the one that you said was with the death deniers. Yeah. Seemed like she had one stone and they had the other, so she activated the one here, and then the two sailor guys went through, and then they came back the next day.
So, what is beyond each hinge? Do you have them labeled? Do we know? Do you have a list of where they all go?
Oh yeah, got a number. So one of them heads to well, we've been calling it the Elder Throne one, but I think it's technically next to Miss Toadtooth's. So there's that one. And then we have one that a lot of people have not been touching, but that's because it goes into like the middle of that sort of jungly area that you guys did. I don't think you're gonna get a lot of toll money off that one. Sorry. So there's that. There's one far to the north of Hollow, apparently. Pretty cold. So that's way up north of that mountain range near Hollow. There's one northeast of Akkad. It's the one you guys just asked about. There's one a little bit further upriver from Karad. And then there's one that leads to Brigandhold also.
Thanks.
No.
Now, I mean, we can go and use the safe bet and use the hinge to a card, because I don't really know what happened. I really thought of a card. I don't know why we landed in a crypt. Something was weird at the moment I tried to transport us. And I look around at the others.
Mm-hmm.
Would you be able to bring us to your friend?
Are you talking to Yarrow or talking to Dunnan?
I'm talking to Dunnan.
No.
You mean Grapple?
I'm talking about the one that we just recently helped. The very sleepy one.
Oh, I mean, I can try. Sure. But as I said, something went wrong when I tried in Eldar Swan. And we have to wait one day because I just recently used it. So
then the best bet would be to just use the hedge.
Well, don't forget, we're always very tired after using a hinge. That's
true.
Consider it. I mean, we can either wait or use the hinge. There are two options. And I really want to, at some point, go through that Brigandhold hinge and explore there. But we can do that at a later time.
So,
We can't take Jaya there.
Oh.
I can't go.
Oh,
So
that's true.
going to be a solo trip, or at least a less. Not all the Bloody Mad Dogs will be present.
I also would like to go to Brigandhold, so we can do that after this.
I mean, can't we just disguise her? Or, I don't know. Or if somebody gets in our way, do what we always do.
give her a hat and a mustache.
Very
Probably
shit.
good.
Yeah.
I would hate to put her in. Well, I would hate to put you in that position.
But if we don't resolve that problem, it's gonna haunt us. I'm sure. I mean, at some point we have to face it, right? Right?
Oh, we do.
I think
Eventually,
I
yeah.
think.
if we were to take the proper precautions, it wouldn't be all bad, right? So
Yeah.
And that'd be up to you, Jaya.
I'm not saying we should start rush in head first. Maybe use the head first and then rush in. Or is it the other way around? No. Yeah, use head and then rush in.
I'm just saying, last time I was there by myself, and now I have a lot of powerful friends who would also have my back, yeah? So,
That you do.
Yes, you do.
But to that point, and I reach into my bag and pull out the potion that Tunnen gave me, and I hand that to Kang or Siegfried. Here,
What's this?
this will help remove the exhaustion from using the hinges.
Oh no,
so-
I
Where'd you get that?
I think you probably need this more than everyone else.
Yes, but I'm always exhausted. I'm used to it.
He's old, you know. It comes with
I'm
age.
ancient. My bones, they crack.
Are we going through a henge right now?
We are discussing it. And Eolus, can your what's that bag that can produce drinks? Can it produce something similar to that? And I point to the potion of vitality.
I think I would have to craft the potion myself.
All right.
Actually, Carol, and I pull out.
He's just been, at least one eye has been sort of focused on this conversation as he's been focusing on making drinks and getting food out to other patrons as you guys have been chatting.
I love it. He's so great.
Yeah.
There are a few things that I need off of a small shopping list. They're weird, but I think you may have them.
Okay.
I need a scorpion.
Yeah, that's easy to come by. There's probably some in some of the rooms right now.
I need a spider.
Can a scorpion count?
No.
If I take the tail off of the scorpion, does it count as the spider?
No. So I show him.
They both have
The-
8 legs.
I show him the ingredient list for the potion that I wrote down, or
Okay.
what I think may be a potion.
Yep.
I need these ingredients. I want to try to make. I want to see what this makes.
Okay. Take a little bit. I can try to source some stuff for you. How much coin you got to spend for it? You may just keep a tally and tell you afterwards?
Yeah, here. I'll reach into my bag and put 10 gold pieces down on the table.
Okay.
We'll start off with this, and then if you need more, just let me know.
Okay. Put in my to-do list in Discord the list of ingredients you're looking for.
Okie doke.
Give me a couple days. I'll send who's ever going to Brigandhold. They seem to be some of the better traders. And not people traders, which is nice. For a lot of this stuff.
I turned there, but why are we going to the hold? I thought our business was in Akkad.
Oh no! This is
No.
No,
after.
Okay.
I just really. I've always had this curiosity. You know, you work in Elderthorn for so long. You're always told stories. I want to see if the stories are true and make my own assessment.
Yeah, me too. It's just for a later time. First, we handle that business in a cart.
Will I most likely be knocked unconscious and or killed? Probably. Most likely.
Has there been an official fee set for the COD gate?
No,
Is
it's 10. It's 10,
10?
10 for each person. You guys don't have any pack animals, so it'll be 60 for the group of you. So you go through.
Right.
Do we want to head through?
Well, I think it's the safer option, and as I said, and I point to my helmet, it's not recharged now, so...
Okay.
Here, take this with you.
Mm.
I'll give you 2 bottles. See if you can sort of talk it up some to anyone who likes it. As he produces 2 more bottles of the wine that he's poured, that the alcohol that he's provided you with. Let him know where you got it.
And how much do we owe you for all of this? And I motion to the spread and the bottles on the table.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh no.
15 DC.
Bayless is great at this.
You have advantage. He's friendly to you.
Ah.
Is there a label on
Alice
the
is
wine
great at
bottles?
Probably about 60 silver.
That's fine.
easy. Helly will pay that bill.
Okay. Thank you. So he gives you the description for the desert blossom nectar, which is what he's calling his alcohol. I'll paste that somewhere for you.
So it's gonna cost us 60 gold to get to COD. Do we leave that with you, Ural, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Siegfried returns to the party. I only have 4 gold.
I will place the 60 gold down.
Yeah. Remember, you guys operate on silver typically, also. This is a high toll for a lot of people. Yeah. Like anyone going through these henges needs to be doing something that makes money.
But it's better than 1,000 gold.
Yeah.
Well, we really need to reimburse our funds somehow.
We do.
I guess the Ward of the Realm has loaded treasure room. I don't know.
I mean, we can also take contracts out once we finish.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've stopped by my order.
Mm.
I mean, maybe we can just become wine merchants.
Oh, I support that idea. And maybe ale.
This is the Bloody Mad Dogs, the wine simulator.
I volunteer to be a drink first always and taste the wine, alright?
Oh.
So we know what's the good stuff.
Paladin, the purpose is to sell the wine.
I think as a paladin, Dunnan technically can't go blind after a certain point.
I mean, alcohol poison is like the poison condition, right? I'm immune to that. Aeolus just turns into an alcoholic.
It's prestige class in 5th edition.
Surprised he's not there already.
Just speed up your aging process. That's right.
There's a what is it? There's a thing in Fallout New Vegas where like if you pick it for your character, as long as they're under 30, they can't become addicted to any substances. But then when they turn 30, like they get all the negative benefits at once on top.
It's so scary how it reflects real life.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so is there anything else we need here before we head through?
I mean, Yara, do you need something else besides selling the wine?
No.
Alright. I mean, thank you very much for the lovely food.
You can try to give out like a sample, but I'd much prefer if like people realize like, oh, you could come here and get it and then buy it from me and then take it elsewhere and sell it for more money. It'd be great.
Yeah, I actually have a random question. I don't think this will come to anything, but have you ever met anyone named Badiana? And I give him a description of Badiana.
Make an insight check as well.
Okay.
As you describe, he sort of furrows his brow. Doesn't ring any bells.
Make an insight check. I'm going to wheel that as well.
Okay.
So that's a 24.
24. He seems to be genuine with you.
Okay.
It doesn't seem like he attempts to really conceal anything from the group of you in general. But no, he's never met anyone by the description you've provided, or hearkening to the name Batiana.
Can you do me a favor, Yerl? Can you see if you can find out any news about her at all? From people coming through, I maybe discreetly if you can. I would sure love to know what happened to her.
I'm sorry. Can you clarify that?
Oh, I'm just saying, Yerl. If I don't know if you can, I know you hear a lot of conversations. If you ever hear anything about Badiana, could you just take
Just
note
keep
and
keep an eye out for any
Keep an eye out,
news attached to that name.
attach that name
Yeah,
or
sure.
the description of the halfling. She's a halfling, right? I can't remember.
Badiana? Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
She was a
Thank you, Yerl. Yeah. If you hear anything,
She's
please let
nothing.
me know. Yeah. No, she's. Yeah. I thought it was a long shot, but I figured I'd ask.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else that the group of you prefer to do here?
Wait, you make one? Oh, you made. Okay. I'm in it.
I'm all right
Yeah.
if everyone else is.
Yeah.
I'm all set.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
Let's go.
You are directed to the correct gate for Akkad, the correct henge.
Are we ready?
That's
Are we
Yeah.
ever?
This is gonna suck, but well, you'll see for yourself.
Does it
Uh,
dump us out in the middle of a cod, or is it on the edge of the town?
Siegfried got a vague idea where the henge was last time, and it was a little bit out of towns, right, Spencer?
It's a ways outside of town.
Yeah,
About a-
Okay,
yeah, because it
So
was
we-
like, yeah. Go ahead.
we could kind of scurry around and hide, maybe.
the one on. Yeah.
I don't know.
that one.
Get rid of the exhaustion before we go into town.
We'll see when we get there.
Spencer, do we know what day it is currently? Is it still the 8th of Oktar?
You've long rested. It's the 9th now.
Okay. So we have 2 days before I pick up my armor. All right. So, before we walk through, what is the plan if we get overwhelmed?
Either make it back to the henge, or hopefully Dunnan will be able to get us out. But I don't think we should rely on that as much right now.
No.
Overwhelm them before they overwhelm us. Easy, right?
Hegfried,
Yes.
if oh, that art is beautiful. That distracted the shit out of me. Oh god. Okay. If and when I go down, if it is too safe to bring me up, and I take Ferguson out of its holster, you take this and you escape. This it'll help us fight in the long run.
Speaking of which, where is it pointing right now? Stand in the middle of the hinges, see where it points.
Oh, that's a good idea. Oh no, this is going to be creepy. I step into the center of the hinge and focus on the rod.
It's unchanged. It doesn't
Oh, so it's
the portals
east.
as directions.
Oh, and I just turned towards the east. How fucking far is this?
Let
Oh,
me double check. It is slightly southeast now. So wherever it is, you've gone. Crypt is slightly north.
okay.
On the horizontal compared to where Elderthorn was.
Can I use my cartography tools just to keep track of where the thing is pointing to, so we can just keep referencing it every time we check?
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
You have a series of notes down at the moment.
Yeah.
Before you actually start making marks on one of your maps. But yeah.
Yeah.
Is it safe to assume that the overworld map that we have currently that has the hinges marked, that this is what Siegfried's map looks like?
Let me move you guys to the map. You actually learn some more locations that I have to expose.
I have a sinking feeling I know where the next piece of the rod is.
Where do you think it is?
I think it may be with the hags.
The hags are west of you.
Yes.
Oh, east! Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah, I mean, if it's east, it kind of points to the ocean.
Towards... It can't be... No. That would be unsettling if it's...
I mean, why wouldn't it be able to be in the ocean? I mean,
Or Brigand Hold?
That's what I'm thinking. Which, if that's the case, that is going to be a dangerous trek.
well, one track at a time. Let's go through the head. Let's get this over with first.
Alright. Everyone ready?
Yeah.
Yes, so.
Yep.
There we go. I think that's all of the map area that you guys need to have exposed at that point.
We step through the hedge and travel to a cod.
Certainly.
Okay.
A feeling not unlike that when you teleport passes over you. Using a henge itself, though, is a vastly different experience, due in part to the nature of, as you feel this squeezing sensation on every facet of your body, you need to force yourself to keep walking. It feels like you pass through a space of this curtain where this gentle mist sort of drapes over your form bit by bit by bit until it clings to you overall. You feel that brief moment of being smothered before all of a sudden you take a step out and it gets easier and easier and easier, and then suddenly you are staring at a different sky. It's a little bit earlier in the day from where it was. It's now closer to noon rather than after. It's closer to the morning than early afternoon where it was. Maybe an hour or two earlier, at most. And you emerge from the henge onto a square platform of stone. Clearly cut, looks like dry-fitted masonry. And there's a few small sort of rocky hills off to one side to based on the position of the sun, the south and west. And in front of you is what looks to be a stone road made of large pavers that you're not sure how deep they go. The mortar between these things, you're not sure if it's just been filled in by dirt and sand over time. There's very small tufts of growth that's trying to sort of fight through the road itself here and there, but it's not succeeding quite well. On the far side, you see the beginnings of what looks to be an open savanna-like plain. Small copses of trees dotted here and there on the northeastern horizon. And the very eagle-eyed of the group of you, Tang in particular, you can see a small band of silver on the horizon. You think probably a river of some type, way off in the northeast. And beyond that, it just sort of blends together into the haze as it gets beyond your line of sight.
Could I possibly use my cartography tools to mark this location on my map properly?
Certainly. Go ahead and make a check, and let me know if you succeed.
Will do. Should I use the macro or the check?
The macro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here it comes.
Well, that is a
Holy
damn good
shit!
check.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's the best one I've done so far.
That's 3 hexes. Do you want to
Wow.
wheel that and get a 4th hex?
Yeah, absolutely. I forgot I could do that. So yeah, that is a 34 now.
Yeah.
God. Damn.
There you go. So, way off to the north, you can see what looks like maybe an ocean, a bay, or some type. And then the very faint bit of silver is a little bit more in the northeast than the cartography tools allows. It would be presumptuous to try to map it when you don't actually have an accurate distance as to how far away it is. But
Yep.
it's somewhere up in this region.
Mhm.
You can see my pings.
Cool.
Yep.
All right. Do we have to make exhaustion checks now?
No, you all have a level of exhaustion automatically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Let me make sure
Forced,
to add that.
forced application.
All right. To a card then, right?
Yep. Question for the group of you as well, as now we actually have exhaustion overall. do the group of you want to start testing out the new rules? Exhaustion changed drastically. Most notable change to exhaustion is there's no longer penalties and stuff like that on your disadvantage and whatnot. It's now all of your d20 tests. So any roll with a d20, you have a penalty equal to twice your exhaustion level. So 1 level of exhaustion, you have a -2 to any d20 you roll. But you don't have disadvantage.
I'm fine trying out the new rules.
Yeah.
Up to you
This
guys.
is gonna be dangerous, but
You still die at 6. There's still death involved, but you don't have. You don't have
6.
to.
You're basically rolling a -12 to all d20 rolls.
Well, if you get 6, you die. So there is no.
I mean, at 5, you're rolling
-10.
-10 to all d20 rolls.
Yeah,
It's
so
kind of like the
it gets much
enfeebled
harder to do things.
Pathfinder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I'm
it's now
fine.
just a linear system. There's no more trying to remember, oh, what's the penalty here or there, or stuff like that.
Yeah.
There
It's easier to keep track.
is a penalty to speed, which is 5 times your level of exhaustion. So if you're at 1 level, you have a -5 speed. So at 5 levels, you have -25 to your base speed.
And is that all speed or walking speed?
Whatever the speed is for your sheet. So
Okay.
any speed that you have has a -5 penalty for 1 level of exhaustion. But everything goes up linearly now.
Yeah, I am game.
No disadvantage on saving throws at 3 levels, which is a very nice change.
So that means I can give up safely. How many levels of exhaustion before I need to rest?
Probably 4.
Yeah.
4 is
Yeah.
probably taking -8 is probably rough. But it also means that it doesn't automatically discount your ability to have advantage on checks. So like you can still
Right.
get advantage and not cancel out disadvantage. You actually get the benefit of advantage on like an ability check or attack roll or saving throw or something, which is
Like,
kind of nice.
yeah, using enhance ability on a exhausted person is a lot more valuable now.
Yeah, I'd much rather roll 2 dice than just cancel out 1 dice. Okay. So
what
you
do-
are at this henge. As you,
So what does the party think? Do you want to rest outside the city, or do you want to try and make it to the inn and see what happens?
I would like to try to make it into this city as quickly as possible.
All right. I
But
think
that's
we can
just me. How about everyone else?
Whatever.
Can we even make it in 1 day to there?
It's only a league away.
No,
Oh.
you're more than a league away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
How many?
You
Like
are
4 or 5 hexes?
you're a rough day's travel away from it.
Yeah.
Oh no, let's rest and get rid of
Yeah.
exhaustion before we go in there.
I mean,
All right,
you could you could
Yeah,
move
we can-
for
Let's
Okay.
move a little bit away from the henge, rest, and then move the rest of the way to the city when we're rested. How about that?
yeah.
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 Like we can go like a half day's travel away from the henge, rest on the way, and then the next day do the remaining half.
Yeah.
So there is the road here does
Yep.
bisect. So after less than 20 minutes travel, you find another road that must have split off from the one that you saw that travels towards Akkad.
Okay.
Once you find that, you are able to move at actually a very brisk pace, the same as if you were on a river. A half day's travel gets you 3 hexes
Okay.
of distance. So continuing to follow the road, you'll be able to reach Akkad mid-morning, 10-11 tomorrow morning.
Yeah,
and
that's
the group, you do not risk exhaustion, an additional level of exhaustion this day.
That sounds good to me.
Okay. Settling down for the day. Does anyone have anything they wish to accomplish before you take your long rest?
I would just like to disguise where we're going to camp using hallucinatory terrain.
Easily enough done. There's
Yeah.
been a number of sort of large structures and hills and stuff like that throughout the region that you've traveled through, you can very easily make another version of one of them and totally obfuscate your party.
Okay. Yep. That is what I will do.
If you're present, I would resummon the pup.
Easily enough done.
Should we set a watch?
We should always
Yes.
set a watch.
Yeah. So I can see in the dark now. That's what Green says.
Yeah.
I don't have to. I don't need light anymore, so I can go whatever. But I don't mind. I don't mind taking first watch again.
Ellie will
I'll go
take
last.
second.
Okay. Jaya and Aeolus can take third then. I assume.
All right.
Yeah, that works.
Perception for the first one.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be at a -2.
Yeah.
I'm going to wheel that as well.
So
This is my
might
last
as well.
wheel.
Might as wheel.
Ah,
So that's a 24 minus the exhaustion.
Watch passes quietly. You see a small sort of rabbit passing by at one point. You just sort of watch it for a moment, wary of animals knowing your own capabilities, but it seems to take no interest in the group of you, and darts off after about 10 minutes of just sort of eating some small tufts of grass nearby, and your watch passes. Second watch.
me. Ellie.
What?
Perception.
6.
That's a 6.
Yeah. You're tired. You had a long day. You're in heat that you're not accustomed to. The evenings are getting cooler, quite noticeably, from when the sun went down to when you have your watch, but it's still warmer than you would like for the evening. It's just cool compared to high noon, basically. Your watch passes uneventfully. You feel yourself sort of flagging about an hour and a half in. That's where you're sort of trying to keep jerking your head up to stay awake. But nothing seems to catch your attention as the watch proceeds.
Okay.
Final watch, Aeolus Jaya. Did I hear that? Or is
Yes.
that- okay. Two of you have a fine watch sort of trade off here and there. As there's two of you, anything you guys talk about while you're keeping an eye out?
Shia is I need to ask you a huge favor.
Alright, hit me with it.
The rest of the group, and I am very grateful, have brought me back a lot of times from unconsciousness and once or twice from death. When we go into a COD, if we are outnumbered, I need you to be the bigger voice to get the rest of the group out. Can you do that?
What I can say is that I'll try, but they're all very protective of you.
They're very headstrong, and I care for each and every one of them, and I look over to Siegfried, and he's the hard-headed of them all. But I don't want to risk their lives and risk all of us if there is any chance that we can only limit it to one of us falling and the rest to carry on the fight, it should stay in our minds.
I'm not saying no, right? Because I don't want to die here.
Oh,
What I am
don't
saying
want
is
to
that, yeah, I'm just trying to tell you that as the newest person in the group, me going in and being like, right, Iolus has died. It's a shame. We should go now. Seems kind of a shitty thing to do, don't you agree? And so, I will do my best to protect them, protect you, and to get us all out of here alive. I don't think I have a rat's chance in the infernal realm of convincing them to just leave you.
It's appreciated. I would feel terrible if everyone, or even a couple of them, Tang, Siegfried, tried to stay behind to bring me back up and they fall in my stead. I think I'm much older than the both of them. So, that as Siegfried's superior officer, that doesn't sit well with me.
You have a great point, and I totally understand it. But, counterpoint, maybe you don't go do the silly things that you do that get you into trouble, yeah? You don't, light magical boom sticks and then don't tell anyone what you're doing, so then we have to guess that you're gonna try to, blow up a worm.
It is much... It's actually
Just
pretty
saying.
funny that you mention those explosive sticks, because I want to find more of them
No, those
and
were
not
wicked, yeah.
and not use myself as bait with them. But I think
I'm just saying, it might be a better option to not put them in that position quite so much, yeah? I'm new, and so I've only seen a little bit. But from what I've seen is that you tend to make, I don't want to say foolhardy choices,
very
but
reckless
impulsive.
decisions.
And so you put all of us at risk because we're all trying to help you, yeah? And it might be easier, instead of me trying to convince this group of incredibly loyal and wonderful organisms, for you to make slightly different decisions about what you're doing. So I can promise that I will try to keep them alive and get them out if I need to, but I would like you to promise